gentlemen, it's about to go down.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts, RGX, RateWrestle, and Frozzy, representing Honor Club, and you're listening to the HCW Podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the HCW Podcast. My name is RGX, flanked as always by RateWrestle and Frozzy. However, we do have a special guest on this episode. I'd like to introduce you all to DP. DP, tell them a bit about yourself, buddy.
So, hello. That's a hello for each of you and a hello for the fans. My name's DP, Dan, DePreezy, whatever. Been following wrestling since I've been a young child, pretty much. So since 2002, 2003-ish. Been actively sort of, I guess, not reviewing, but sort of criticizing, I guess, in my own mind. Since I've been about, I don't know, 13, 14. I'm 22 now. 24. What am I talking about? But yeah, it's been nearly 2 decades of stuff and ups and downs, really.
There's a lot of ups and downs in wrestling, mate.
It's good stuff. So it'd be good to get your insight as we go through, buddy. It's a special one-off appearance, but you're welcome back anytime. But great. Frozzy, how are you guys?
Yeah, good. Nightmare day, but yeah, we're good now. We're chilling out, bit of wrestling, loving life.
Good to hear. How about yourself, Ray?
Yeah, I'm going well, except for my absolutely dreadful connection, it seems, at the moment. Judging by that no one can see me, it'll be a beautiful picture of whoever I send you in a bit. I'll find a good one. But yeah, everything's fine.
I think you should make it Osprey just for Tory.
I did meet Osprey, yeah.
Well, as bad as it may be for any of us just now, it is far worse for Vince McMahon and a lot of the executives and board members of WWE right now. But we're not going to cover that here, sadly, because this is the review show. What we will do, though, is we will do a one-off episode, me and Frozzy, tomorrow, to go through the absolute mental 24 hours it's been news-wise. We would have to do an extra hour onto this if we tried to discuss it here. So we'll keep the reviews on the podcast as usual. We'll give you a bonus news episode tomorrow. But yeah, speaking of reviews, let's get right into it, starting with Smackdown.
Wonderful, let's rock and roll. So June 10th, Smackdown, I've made sure it's the right one. Never doing that again. So yeah, it started with a weird Drew and Butch spot where Drew was there and Butch came through out back for no reason. And like a bit of a stare down, and then Drew went for his entrance. So this led to Drew versus Sheamus, which I was looking forward to because two UK, well not UK, Sheamus isn't technically UK, but you know what I mean. So I was just looking towards a nice European match. Let's go with that one. So there's good spots like Sheamus hit a Michinoku driver. Everyone is doing this move now. Like I haven't seen many people do it recently, and then everyone's doing it. There was a white noise spot on the apron. McIntyre had his comeback with a suplex and a neck breaker spot, which ended up him doing a spine buster for a near fall. Sheamus hit a future shock, which was a real random surprise in the middle of the match. Drew off the top rope with a white noise as well, so they're both hitting each other's finish. Well, not finish, like some signatures. That's the one. He hit that for a near fall. He hit a knee for a near fall straight afterwards. That Butch ended up getting in the ring, I believe, but there was no DQ. That used to be the rule that if outside interference, even if he got in the ring and didn't hit anyone, that was a DQ. But yeah, no. I ended up with a 10 count for both guys brawling outside. I rate that 3 stars. I did enjoy it.
It'd have been better if it had an ending.
I can't remember
Yeah.
what the ruling was. Was it that neither of them got into the Money in the Bank?
Yeah, it was. No, they were hinting at the owners, and it drew. It drew and Sheamus have threatened Alex Pierce. Adam Pierce? Alex Pierce?
Adam Pierce.
Who's
Adam
Alex Pierce?
Don't know.
Anyway, yeah, they threatened Adam Pierce, which we'll go later, of to get them in the match. Don't know what's going on with it yet, but we'll probably find out this next week.
Literally pointless having the match if a threat can get you into it.
Ultimate heel, Drew McIntyre, the
Or
face.
as we'll cover on Raw, just reaching up. But
Yeah.
I don't know what Raw is this week. That's good. Yeah, there was a whole brawl. There was a brawl. They went to break, came back on the break, and the brawl was still going. So that was going for 5 minutes. That brawl around the ring. The refs do nothing, just waving. And then yeah, it ended in a double DQ as well. It wasn't even like a count out. I've just read. Yeah, they announced it as a double DQ.
Yeah.
So I don't know how Drew got DQ'd. I can understand Sheamus being DQ'd, but I don't know how Drew got DQ'd.
Referee got fed up. Was just like, you know what? Here you go.
Yeah. So yeah, that followed up with a Lacey segment. I don't like the route they're going with Lacey. I'm be honest. Like,
Surprised they know what route they're going. That's the problem.
I just don't like it. And Xia Lee said she's going to make Lacey cry tears of shame, which I did enjoy. I do like a bit of shame. This was followed by straight into the Evans versus Xia Lee match. Lee looks good. She has some great strokes. She just didn't get utilised enough. Some few good strokes from Evans as well, and then out of nowhere the woman's right. And she picked up the win.
I'm the only one surprised she's still using that as a finish. Doesn't look that good.
I'm surprised it went 2 minutes and 30.
Yeah.
It felt like a lot longer.
Like, I rated it 1.25, I think it was. Yeah, 1.25. Like, it was fine for 2 minutes. It's fine.
What did
What-
you
what-
think, DP?
Yeah, I was just about to do that.
Yeah, I don't really have much opinion on a match between two talents that haven't really been, what's the word?
Showcased.
Thank you. Yes, showcased in a efficient manner. Like Xia Li did the TN bar stuff?
Yeah, the
on
T and Shaw
NXT
stuff in
before?
NXT, yeah.
And then after that, I just sort of lost interest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they ruined that all. Wendy Chu. Half people don't realise that's Mei Ying. Wendy Chu.
I think that's why half the people are so outraged by the gimmick.
Yeah, because she went from like a 1,000-year-old, like, I don't know what they were calling, like a high priestess, a witch, I don't know, to a sleepy woman.
Who likes
Um,
to lie.
Yeah, so yeah, this followed up with Drew bullying Pierce. He was bullying him, trying to get him to the match, and he just kept repeating, "I'm going to be in that match. Just put me in that match." And then Sheamus came in straight afterwards and went, "He wants results," and that was that whole segment. So there's a Rousey segment, and they keep giving Rousey the mic for some reason. Like, she's getting slightly better, but like, still, you don't need to force it down your throat every week with a promo. The main part of this was the armbar is better than the sharpshooter, which was the big part of the segment. Shotzi came down and goaded Rousey basically into matchup, because you've got to fight the champ to fight the champ. So this legs up into Shotzi versus Rousey. I can't even remember how long this actually went. It went about 7 minutes, so he had a decent
I
run.
was so surprised.
It
Yeah.
went longer than Rousey versus Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And did you guys know as well? Like Rousey was probably about 2 minutes in and she looked knackered. But she
Uh,
I just think she gets red faced very easily.
But she was heavy breathing as well. She actually genuinely looked like she was knackered. There was a tornado DDT out the side. High kick near fall from Shotzi. There was a cool grapevine submission that Rousey does all the time, which I do enjoy. Corner suplex, so she corner suplexed her. Then a catch suplex, which was pretty cool. And then that ended up with the Piper's Fit armbar into the armbar. Shotzi had to tap. It was fine. Like, it was better than average for like a women's SmackDown match. To be fair, like I rated 2 3/4.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just it went longer than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be like the same sort of length as what the Lacey Evans and Xia Li one was.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that was Shotzi's longest match on the main roster.
Probably combined. Like
Okay.
longer than all of them combined.
Let me try and correct you. I doubt it. I doubt there'll be any longer. I'm just gonna look in the last. I know she was in a tag team match that lasted 18 minutes. There you go. But it also involves Sasha Banks and Charlotte. That's probably why.
Wasn't
Fair
this
enough.
the bit before the match though, where Ronda goes like she wants a shot ski or like you're on skis or something like that?
Oh, she said some weird lines. Yeah.
Was it as
She- I
bad
can't-
as Absurd Amazon did a couple weeks ago?
Oh, she said. That's it. You remind me now. It's we're gonna give Shotzi a Shotzi at the title. It was something like that, wasn't it? That was the absolute trash line. I just remember.
They classed it as a champions contenders match, didn't they?
Yeah, because you got to beat the champ to then have a title
Beat the
match.
champ.
Yeah.
That
So yeah,
keeps-
that followed with Natalia coming down, which we all expected because she didn't appear during the match. Sharpshooter. And the referees were just surrounding her going, "You can't do this. Stop doing this. Why are you doing this?" While she was still in the sharpshooter pulling her leg
Yeah.
off, and it's like, why is no one pulling her off?
Yeah.
Please don't do this.
continues to have the worst sharpshooter in the business.
That's a hot take.
I don't
Only
think it
because
is.
The Rock's not wrestling.
Oh, the good old-fashioned close-eyed sharpshooter. It adds the intensity if you close the eyes. He used to do it in triple threats as well. No wonder they used to break it up. He couldn't see the person coming in.
So if you just leave Dwayne alone, will you? Come on.
Oh, he's got more money than me. He's fine. It's a riddle segment. I don't even know why I wrote this. He went, "Juice is worth the squeeze." What was that line?
No idea.
Definitely sounds like what he said, but wait, "Juice is worth the squeeze."
Yeah. I've got no answers for you.
That was his whole segment I wrote there, so take that as you will.
Has anyone else got an insight on this?
No.
It was definitely a good segment then.
Captivated.
Yeah, this followed up with Gunther versus Ricochet, which was a lot longer than expected to be, and it was a bit better than expected it to be as well. Because we were discussing it should have been an absolute squash.
Yeah.
Should have been Ricochet Smash.
Yeah, look, there was some good spots. He chopped Ricochet inside out, which I've never seen in my life. Someone actually take the lariat bump where they get hit and they get flip over. Ricochet hit a code red, which was amazing just to see on Walter. Then he got absolutely lariated out of his shoes. Then Ricochet super kicked Ludwig. He tried a moonsault. He hit the moonsault twice. Got a near fall, and then Gunther hit a drop kick out of nowhere and just powerbombed him to oblivion. It was just pretty much a better squash match than you're normally going to get. Like I rated it just an average 2.5. It was a fine match, but it shouldn't have been that long.
What I'll say on a bit of a tangent is, having seen NXT, I'm kind of glad that Eichner didn't come up with Walter and Ludwig.
Martel.
Yeah,
What's he
because
called now?
Ludwig Kaiser.
No, Eichner. He's got a new name, hasn't he?
Gianni Vinci.
Giovanni, yeah.
What's he called? Sorry, I missed that
Giovanni
one.
Vinci.
Giovanni Vinci, yeah.
Wow.
It's actually like, because he's genuine Italian, like there's something about it as opposed to all the kind of fake Italians you've had over the years.
It's like The Sopranos, isn't it? When I don't know if any of you watch The Sopranos.
No.
In The Sopranos, they bring Fury over from Italy, the actual proper gangster, and then he just basically beats the crap out of people, and it's like, oh, okay, that's a proper mobster.
Essentially, that, like, imagine Fury from Sopranos, but with drip.
With drip.
Basically, and it's a good gimmick. I mean, DP, you watch NXT, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I check it every now and then with NXT. I was a diehard black and gold fan, so 2.0 sort of took me out of it for a bit. But I started getting back into it. I mean, I am slowly getting back into things with it, but it's taking me a while just because I can't be bothered most of the time.
Too much wrestling sometimes.
Imagine being forced to watch wrestling.
I didn't watch Raw, right?
Once in a lifetime, I took my birthday off and I accept it. But yeah, so this was followed by obviously Gunther win the title. That's a thing as well. I didn't mention it was a title match, but yeah.
At least he won it clean.
Yeah, he won it clean. Powerbombed into oblivion. So then you had Heyman and Sami Zayn spot. Basically, Heyman said if Zayn wins, he'll belong in the bloodline. Like, he'll hint at it. He won't say they will get into there. But if you lose, ... That was it. There's nothing was mentioned from that. So this led to the main event, which I rated. Actually, no, was it? Can't remember. No, the my match of the night was actually the first match on the card, but this was decent. So Zayn was in control for most of it. Riddle versus Zayn. They had the typical 10 count near fall, which they seem to be having in every show now. Like it used to, you wouldn't see it for a bit and then it happened, but everyone's doing it now. He had a jumping knee for a near fall. Zayn then was cosplaying Orton to mock Riddle. Riddle had his comeback, which he's been doing a lot now, so he suddenly gets beaten down every match, but he has his comeback. Floating Bro, then he did his cosplay Orton. Then he was catching him up, and then I think it's Sami Zayn hit a blue thunder bomb, which pretty got to the near fall on that. Then there was a corner exploder, which normally leads to the haluva kick, but you missed that, and then out of nowhere the RKO. So yeah, that was 2 3/4.
Did you notice how many minutes there were between the bell ringing and Sami Zayn's entrance?
I spoke about this when I reviewed Raw last time.
18 minutes.
Excellent. Gives him time to stretch.
Why?
Gotta get your stretches in.
The pacing of WWE shows has been ridiculous for live attendance.
Yeah.
Lately.
Yeah.
For TV anyway.
That's shocking. 18 minutes is ridiculous.
Yeah. And then to top it off, he got beaten down, Riddle, but he fought back with a magical kendo stick that everyone somehow be able. Like, he has the power of Charlotte. It just comes out of nowhere. The kendo stick, and it's reborn.
And Frozzy, how many were there?
3. With 3 of them.
But there was one kendo stick. That takes 3. And that's the end of SmackDown.
I mean, it wasn't the worst show in the world, but
It's one of the best SmackDowns I've seen since reviewing this, I'll be honest.
It was
Yeah.
far superior to Raw.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
I feel like everything is far superior to Raw.
Yeah, but this Raw is particularly poor.
RateWrestle did good.
You'll be punished for that.
You had a whole week off. Hold on. Hold the phone.
What was your thoughts on that, DP?
Yeah, generally SmackDown was a show. Yeah, but it was better than most SmackDowns I've seen, like especially this year. Just remind me what the stipulation was. Riddle, if he lost, he'd be banned from SmackDown.
Banished from
right?
SmackDown, yeah.
So he's a tag team, which is on both rosters anyway, so he can still wrestle on Raw.
That's
Right.
how they're getting around it just now, even though Orton's apparently out for the rest of the year.
Oh,
Yeah, they've given up on the brand split though, haven't they? Like, there's been into that recently.
it seemed that way.
I'd give up on the brand split, so.
I'd give up on Raw. And so I did.
So these two, and I say these two referring to Ray and Frozzy, read the spoilers and went, "Oh, you need to watch Rampage this week. We're gonna watch it, so we'll take the pressure off you." And Ray decides not to watch it anyway. So I will be covering Rampage here as usual. So it's a cold open straight into Hagar versus Kingston. And it's a cool Kingston match. A lot of heat, a lot of fire right out the gate. There was still a lot of heat from the Anarchy in the Asylum match. Or Anarchy in the Arena match, I should say. Which, you have a stipulation like that, doesn't finish the feud. It's just a builder to blood and guts. Anyway, plenty of strikes and suplexes. Hagar showing a lot of his MMA influence. Plenty of throws. And I can't remember the last time I've seen Hagar not in a multi-man.
I forgot he was there.
Right?
So is everyone else.
I think they mentioned it, didn't they? On Rampage. It was like last time he was in a singles match was like, I can't remember, was that sometime last year?
Yeah. It completely blew my mind when I realised that, because he's been there every week. I don't know if it's just been a thing with his Bellator contract.
18th of February 2021 against Brandon Cutler, I think, was the match.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no way. I was having a look. Yeah,
16 months ago.
I don't know if it's just a thing with his Bellator contract. They don't want risking injury that often.
when's the last time he fought in Bellator?
Anyway, we eventually get the spinning back fist. No interference, nothing from Inner Circle or Jericho Appreciation Society. Sorry, spoiling Dynamite a little bit there. And yes, clean win. So I give that 3 stars. Normally I'm quite down on Kingston. It's a bit of a hot take compared to a lot of people that think Kingston's greatest ever. But yeah, he did well in this match and didn't look as blown up as he usually does.
I'm not sold on Kingston, to be fair.
What did you think of the match, DP?
Yeah, it was a very good opener for Rampage. I'm the same boat as you, RGX. But I'm about sort of like between 2.5, 3-star sort of rating for it. And I too am not sold on Kingston. He's a great promo guy. But outside of that, he's probably I'd put him more in a managerial space as opposed to in the ring.
I certainly wouldn't align him with pro wrestling in the battle of pro wrestling versus sports entertainment. And he's all mic work. So he did do well in that match. But that was followed. Sorry?
Sorry, I was going to say there's one detail that I particularly liked about that match was I think it was at the end when he had to take it down Hager with 2 back fists.
Yeah.
Like the first one took him down to a knee, and then the second one took him down properly. So
Yeah,
I thought that helped sort of sell Hager as the big guy of the JAS.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Definitely needs selling.
But speaking of big guys, next up was the debut in ring of Satnam Singh. Was tag teaming with Jay Lethal against 2 complete jobbers. I've not even got names in my notes.
I've got the names if you want them.
Yeah, please.
Dave Vega and Matt Fitchett.
Oh, that's bestest in the world. They are besties in the world. Yeah.
I remember that name now. But yeah, very little happened in this match other than a serviceable looking Pam and weird like double cross body thing that looked okay. It was better than Omos's first match. But yeah, 1 star.
Gale.
That's generous.
Comparing it to almost.
I think it went about 50 seconds.
That's about 32 mini.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even Satnam Singh that got the pin. It was Jay Lethal with a springboard double lethal combination. Or lethal injection, sorry. He's to the springboard cutter. Which already looked weird the way he caught them and they had to fling their legs out so they stopped. Because they were standing like perfectly straight, but they ended up, based on physics, they'd done that, they would do stunner at best or neck breaker. But the way they just whoop, their legs went out, it just looked weird. But I'm very nitpicky when it comes to that kind of stuff. As you'll know now for the amount of shows we've done. Got some baddie talk in the back with Stokely and stuff. Just generally talking their usual smack about Statlander and stuff. But the match against Red Velvet is quite a decent one. I say this every time I watch Red Velvet. She's better. Like, she seems to be improving every time I see her in the ring. She's no longer doing the running and missing a clothesline and try to throw punches a foot too far away. Like, she is far better, I think, than she was this time last year. Statlander looked very strong in this, though, overcoming the odds of several baddie interferences, including Kira Hogan just being everywhere. But yeah, gets the win, but then they all the baddies start beating down with Statlander after the match.
Bloody baddies.
That brings out Anna Jay, who is completely ineffective. Basically just came down and get beat down herself before Athena appeared. And the refs stop her getting through for some reason. The refs thought it was better to let the baddies continue to beat up Statlander and Anna Jay and let someone come and even up the odds. But the fans were chatting, let them fight through the whole time. So Athena's definitely over. And I think she might be the one to take the TBS title off of Jade Cargill.
It's going to be a weird looking eclipse when she hits that on Jade Cargill, because Jade Cargill's 90 foot tall.
Well, the eclipse is basically a stunner, so quite, if anything, her being taller will make it look better.
Depends if she can fly over her, though. She's a big woman.
Yeah, but Athena's got a lot of spring.
Yeah, I just hate the eclipse. I'm just throwing it out there now.
What did you think of it, DP?
I sort of saw it as a not coming of age, that's the wrong word. An improvement, an improvement from the last time they faced off, which I think was the Owen Hart Cup tournament when they fought last time, Statlander and Velvet. And because back then it just seemed like they had a little bit of chemistry, but it wasn't fully there. Whereas this time I feel like they were more fleshed out and they more understood each other's in-ring etiquette.
Yeah.
So it definitely helped them a lot more and made it a lot more easier to watch as well. So yeah, it was generally a much better match than last time. But saying that, that's not really much of an improvement because the first one wasn't all that.
Yeah. As a whole, though, Velvet is improving. I would give this like pretty much 3 stars. we don't really do 2 3/4, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
2 3/4 then. Aye.
It's when you're going over 5, that's when it becomes sticky.
Definitely for Mounter and Sticky, yeah.
After that, we had the main event of FDR and Trent Beretta, which is already weird, versus Aussie Open and Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, who's former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, arguably one of the biggest names they could have brought in that wasn't Okada or Tanahashi, given during a Beretta segment to build this match on Rampage, not Dynamite. But it is a decent match. A lot of good chemistry between FTR and Aussie Open. And Beretta gets worked over and injures his ankle early on in the match. So he's selling that throughout and sitting out a lot of it, letting FTR and United Empire mix it up. But it is a good match overall. Lots of good technical stuff that is improved upon and added to further with the Dax match on Dynamite. But for me, inexplicably, Beretta is the one to get the win. So you have Ospreay, like, although he doesn't get pinned, he comes in and loses his first match in AEW.
It makes no sense.
I couldn't believe it.
Beretta.
Yeah.
Quite literally what the least expected thing for me.
Yeah.
Oh, it made me so sad when I told Frozzy about it.
Yeah. I was just like, how have they let Ospreay come in and lose straight away? And then why have they let Beretta win? Like,
What upset me most about it is, see if you're going to do that, at least have the commentators freak out about what a big upset that is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was dead nonchalant, wasn't it?
Yeah. They're like, although, he didn't pin the former IWGP champion, he still won against that team.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
That's still Ospreay's team at the end of the day.
Yeah, makeshift team against them as well.
So having seen this, I was starting to get worried about Forbidden Door, that AEW were gonna WWF and the invasion it.
Yeah.
Like,
Good time.
we've got all the WCW guys in, but they're not as good as the WWF guys.
So we're going to crush him.
Obviously there's a lot of non-New Japan fans I've seen not understand the outrage is maybe a bit of a strong word, but just pure confusion at the decision. A lot of people don't understand that because they don't see Ospreay as a star, which
They're wrong.
Yeah, they are. It was just like, if you don't like him as a person, fair enough, but the man is unreal.
Yeah, like Tori goes on about him all the time, how much she loves him. Like, great wrestler.
So, yeah, that was your Rampage.
I really enjoyed it.
I wanted to rampage after I saw that match.
Go away with your really enjoyed it, right? You never even watched it. Yeah,
You
bags.
actually sound hurt.
I watch all shows that I'm on the show for.
Yeah, you make mistakes. It's fine.
Whoa.
Let's go on to Raw. How good was that?
Yeah, speaking of mistakes,
Yeah.
before I move on, any final thoughts on Rampage, DP?
No, not really. It was a very good show. I thoroughly enjoyed it for what it was. Satnam was obviously the highlight.
Got my Omos fever.
But yeah, overall, it was a very good show. Wasn't excellent by any means, but very good.
Awesome. So, because this bandit RateWrestle decided not to rate the wrestling on Monday night, I took that bullet and watched Raw, unbeknown to the fact that it is possibly the worst Raw I have seen this year. And I extend no hyperbole to that statement whatsoever.
You made so much effort to watch it as well because there were so many languages you were getting in at first.
Yeah, could I just have a little minute to rant about BT here? Or BT Sport, right? The first 48 hours after Raw, all I could get was the stream in Mandarin.
Yeah, same. Well, you
the
sent it to
Mandarin
me.
commentary team anyway.
Yeah, you sent it to me. I watched like 30 seconds of it. I was like, nope.
Don't you understand Mandarin?
No.
It
John
would,
Cena
be,
understands
I struggle
Mandarin.
with English half the time.
it would not be as bad if they didn't talk over the promos.
Yeah.
Right, so and it's weird, like the Mandarin feed actually opens up in a little robot introduced in Raw. Like a big giant AR robot.
So good.
Raw sounds great.
In Mandarin, yeah.
But it may have been for the best because it turns out the bit they were talking over was Miz TV opening Raw. Miz's guest this week is Paul Heyman, who does his usual "My name is Paul Heyman" intro. There is initial teasing that Roman's going to be there, but we all know he's not going to be because he's always scheduled to be on Raw once before SummerSlam. And they basically talk about the history of Money in the Bank, specifically Miz's history. How 85% of the time they cash in every time. Kind of like Six Panther Cologne and Anchorman. And we find out that Riddle is going to be facing Roman on SmackDown for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, the UBU. However, Heyman had a caveat added to that contract that if Riddle loses, then he can never challenge Roman Reigns for the title again. So banishing him from SmackDown didn't work. So they're going to make sure he can't challenge again if he loses, which he clearly is. There's no way Roman loses that on free TV.
No.
Not a chance after a year and a half.
I'm glad we're not predicting it, though, because he probably will now.
So let's get some Riddle to come out with basically an attempt at a fiery promo saying, "You don't know me, bro. I'm not like that, bro." When he's only ever been himself, so pretty much everyone knows him. It's not like he's hidden some part of his character from us. But there's allusions when Heyman says, "And you're gonna see how you are, and we're gonna get to know how you are when you face one of these gentlemen." And out come the Usos, so we all think, "Oh, we're getting Usos versus Riddle again, yay!" And out comes Profits to even the odds.
Base Profits.
Yeah, face for this week, Profits. And we come back, and it's not anything to do with Riddle versus an Uso. It's actually Montez Ford versus Jimmy Uso.
I like how we got there.
Yeah. And I had to actually rewind and rewatch to see if I'd missed something. But no, they were very clear about Heyman says, when you face one of these gentlemen, the Usos come out, both of them. Don't say which one. Already a red flag.
Yeah.
You think that the profits are coming out to equal the odds, but no, they're coming out and it's actually Montez Ford versus Jimmy Uso.
Yeah. You should have stuck to Mandarin.
Which it's a good match. All the greatest hits from Montez Ford with his high flying offense. Though there is a nice snap suplex on the apron by Jimmy onto Ford. And the match finishes with him getting the knees up on the From the Heavens frog splash. Not rolling into a pin or anything, just see him selling, being hit with the knees. He just crawls over, covers, and wins.
Yeah.
So it didn't even set up him hitting Samoan drop or a splash of his own. No, they just.
Knees up. Game over.
So this was on track to a 3-star match, but the week finish dropped it to 2.5 for me. What did you guys think of that? I know, Rate, you didn't see it.
Yeah, it was top notch, top quality matchup.
I feel like this was the beginning of the end of Raw.
Raw
If
peaked
the show
here.
would have ended now, perfect.
Raw peaked here.
Yeah. Like 25 minutes in.
By yourself, TP.
Not gonna lie, I'm in the same boat as Ray here for this match because I was in the kitchen making dinner.
You've missed the best bit of Raw.
I mean, I didn't, and we know it's coming.
So prior to the advert break, we see Seth Rollins getting mic'd up. For many weeks wearing awful suits. The last couple of weeks he's actually worn really nice suits.
How
Like,
dare you?
The suit he wears on Monday, I would wear.
I'd wear any of his suits.
Yeah, I'd wear any of his suits.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
He's an outrageous, quirky guy. Leave him alone.
You know, like Monday suit was actually quite classy. I'd wear that. And it's a sit-down interview with generic interviewer number 7. Basically asks him, like, do you have any regrets? Are you upset about the way you handled the Cody situation? And he's like, regrets? What are you talking about? And he proceeds to say that he was 100% genuine in everything he said. But the very fact that Cody, after taking all that punishment and being horrifically injured, was talking about entering the Money in the Bank ladder match, he knew at that point he had to step in and save Cody from himself and save him from further injury by making sure he sat out for at least 6 months. And in his mind, Seth saved him, so he's proud of his actions.
Saw his back.
But then, out of nowhere, AJ rushes in and attacks him. Basically, a forearm. That was for Cody, and walks off. Because you know that long history that Cody and AJ have. The two that have never been in the same company at the same time ever until just now. They have not interacted on TV. But that was for Cody. So we go from one angry and upset member of the Rollins household to Becky being very angry. You see her kind of brooding and giving the "I just sucked a very sour lemon" face as they go to commercial, pretty much mirroring what they did with Seth. We all kind of know where this is going because they already released the posters and artwork with Rollins and Becky on the Money in the Bank poster. But Becky, basically, I thought this was going to be a match. Turns out it's not. Becky starts a promo talking about how she feels she's been disrespected. Enters herself into Money in the Bank, so if she doesn't need to qualify, he's just in it. And it's not even challenged by Pierce in the show at any point. So she's allowed to enter herself in, nobody else is. And then we cut back to poor Dana. I've got my notes here because Becky Angie, Becky Smash. Throws her about the place like a rag doll. But Asuka comes out for the save, which sends Becky kind of walking up the ramp. And then Bliss is coming out for the next match. Bliss gives her a little wave, heads down. So obviously no rating because there was no bell. Yeah, sure was. So
Yep.
I'm enjoying the Becky character, and her in-ring work in this run has been brilliant. But I just felt bad for Dana. She was used purely just for fodder.
Yeah, I was going to say she was just fodder in that. That's
So it is Bliss and Liv versus my girls, Dewdrop and Nikki ASH. And I've just got here my notes. Oh, I know exactly where this is going. The winners get into the Money in the Bank match. And Nikki is in black gear as opposed to blue now. But they don't make any more push towards Nikki becoming more serious. Which I was hoping that if they were going to lose, at least do something to further that.
yeah.
Dewdrop does look good in this match. But the tiny blondes eventually get the win with Bliss hitting Nikki with the DDT. And that was the match, so that's them through. And they look up at the briefcases hanging above the ring, and you realise just how tiny they both are.
We all know that Liv Morgan's winning it, right?
It's going to be Liv or Becky.
Be the fifth.
I haven't decided on who I'm going with for that yet. As far as I'm aware, I'm not even booked in either show yet.
No, same. But I'm going Liv. If they don't do it now, they're never going to do it.
So that means that the three in so far are Lacey, Bliss, and Liv. And I had no idea that the Lacey and Xia Li match from SmackDown was a qualification match until that graphic came up.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't mention that actually.
Either that or she was another one that just entered herself in. But funnily enough, Becky wasn't in that graphic.
No.
So even though she had entered herself in earlier, was it challenged by Adam Pierce? It's not in the graphic yet. But I gave this a objectively 2.5. It was, but to me personally, 2 because my girls lost. So that led down to the Kevin Owens and Zeke rematch. And I say this every week, but it bears repeating. Elias / Zeke is a really good character, good in the mic, quite entertaining until he's in the ring, and then he's white bread. Right.
Fully agree.
But yeah, it starts off like Kevin Owens smash.
Yeah.
Proper goes after him, and I'm expecting it to be a semi-squash like their match at Hell in a Cell. Then just before going to an ad break, Ezekiel AA's Kevin Owens onto the ring steps on the outside. And then they cut the commercial from that. When they come back from the commercial, and Owens is in charge of the match. Can someone explain that to me, please?
As someone who watched this week's Raw, it sounds legit to me.
And
It wouldn't be an Owens match without some sort of dangerous back spot, would it?
yeah, I get that, but for those not in attendance, and I know they played the during the break thing where Kevin Owens turned it around. That was an AA.
But it was a Ezekiel II, so it wasn't the real II, so it was fine.
True, but you've got
BB.
Cena coming back in 2 weeks, or in 2 weeks. So he's already been talked about on this show. So doing an AA where you're talking about John Cena,
Yeah.
it's like Kevin Owens is barely affected by it. And comes up with it during the break that Ezekiel runs into the ring post. That's how Kevin Owens gets the advantage again, but that was such a poor choice spot to go to commercial break on if that's how you're going to return from commercial on.
Yeah.
I don't know who produced the match, but that's a poor decision in my book. And that, as I say, this was much more competitive than their Hell in a Cell match. So eventually, Ezekiel zekes out and ends up picking up the win. And afterwards, he cuts a promo saying he's still zeked up. And what he's going to do is he's going to put a call into his big brother to ask Elias to bring his guitar and come back to Raw next week. And all I've got in my notes on the back of that is, how are they going to explain the beard?
They're going to bring back Damien Sandow.
Damien Sandow, yeah, that's what I was going to mention. That, yeah.
My thought was they just have Elias just full shaven, but with the clothes.
Yeah, maybe.
No, they could. I'd rather have the beard, though.
I'd rather just bring back Sandow.
I would really just hope they did it.
Who's Sin Cara?
I would prefer to do it Three Faces of Foley interview. So if you remember, well, you might be a bit young for STP, but when
No, I remember.
basically the first time Triple H faces Cactus Jack, like Mankind is interviewing Dude Love, and
Yeah.
I want it to be like that, but I don't know how they're going to do that if neither of them have a beard, because then it's
Yeah, it don't work, does it?
yeah.
I did say at the time, or when I watched it, to someone that what if they had the absolute genius of when they brought back Ezekiel to pre-film stuff when he had the beard before
Yeah.
shaving it off,
Yeah.
and then that
Yeah,
would
that-
have
that's
him
That
on the
WWE
screen.
don't plan that far ahead. No, like, yeah, there's no way WWE plan that far ahead. If they did, then if that happens next week on this show, I will. Let me think of a forfeit.
Shave your beard.
No, I can't do that because I genuinely can't do that because I'm doing Brave the Shave in September.
There.
So I can't. I need to let it all grow out so it has maximum impact.
Shave the head.
No, as I say, it's all getting done for Brave the Shave in September, like the day
Yeah.
after we get back from Cardiff.
Dye it pink.
Oh, it's already purple. I can go pink next.
I'm on the beard.
There's only one man that gets away with dyeing a beard pink, and that's our Billy Connolly.
Anyway, let's get back to it.
Rating for the match, I gave it 2 stars. Would have been higher, but the ad break booking was confusing, and I'm bored of Seek now. This needs to end. After the break, we get a nice warm and fuzzy John Cena promo. I don't know if you'd seen on Twitter a few days ago. It was on TikTok as well about him meeting the young Ukrainian girl with disabilities. His family fled the conflict going through the forest, and they were telling the young disabled girl they were looking for John Cena. That's why they were. That's why they were out and about and leaving. He heard about this and flew all the way to Amsterdam to go and meet them. Just John Cena being John Cena, wonderful.
Yeah, it was referenced on SmackDown as well.
Right. Yeah, so they basically play the full thing. It just reminds me that John Cena is a wonderful human.
He really is.
But from that, we go into Omos and MVP doing a promo segment, saying that the Squish Alexander. And before the match happens, Corey talks about squashing the beef with Cedric. And it's not even Omos, it's MVP that ends up squashing him, even though it's a bit of fire to begin with. We see the ball and elbow followed by the play of the day. And all three commentators, even Jimmy, said that Alexander was squashed, so you know that came from Vince.
Yeah.
And all you see is Omos in the ring, looks up at the briefcases and goes, they're half close to them. So I guess that's Omos and the Money in the Bank now.
At least he
Watch
won't need
out
a
for
ladder.
Thing you love, phone.
Needless to say, that's got like 1 star.
I wouldn't have even rated it.
Like, play of the day, I don't know if it's just because it was Alexander being good at selling. Play of the day didn't look as bad as it usually does. But I think that's because Alexander's good at selling, was able to like twist his body around to give more impact to the bump.
Yeah.
That's sort of the thing though with Alexander. He's very underrated and underutilized.
I think there's a lot in WWE that are like that as well, because they're not given enough time. Go on, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. I was just saying, like, during the time of 205 Live in its peak, like, Cedric was one of the frontrunners of that brand. And for good reason. Like, he was, pardon the pun with AJ, but phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, speaking of AJ, his music hits and he's coming out. And I get excited thinking, 45 minutes left. This must be the main. They must be giving it time. Yes, happy with that. And then I realise, oh no, we've still not had the pose down yet. And then I get sad again. But it is a hot start from AJ. And I'll be honest, I got that into the match. I forgot to take notes at one point. When I remembered, all I could say was this was good. It was all the great offense from AJ, a lot more AJ offense than I would have thought. I thought Steph would have got more of it and AJ fighting from underneath, but there was a lot of fire in AJ. Steph gets the roll up win out of nowhere. So Seth's in Money in the Bank. And then I realise, wait, that didn't actually go that long. Oh god, there's more than just the pose down to go yet.
Yeah, it went 15 minutes. Devastated.
I was hoping it'd go at least 2 commercial breaks.
Yeah.
So I gave the match 3 stars. It would have been higher, but I was salty because of them getting my hopes up that it was going to be
A long one.
Yeah, because they do that on Raw occasionally. See when they've not got a lot on, they'll put like two really good wrestlers on and have them work a long match. But yeah, it was quite sad that this wasn't on and given longer as well. But that leads into Riddle actually having a match, but it's not with an Uso, it's with Ciampa.
Oh.
Zero explanation.
So random.
So when Heyman was saying when you face one of these two men, he's not.
No.
So it starts off fairly even, but very quickly Riddle starts taking most of the offense and goes up for the floating bro and catches Ciampa right across the knee. Wait. It looked grim as I thought Ciampa would have done his ACL or MCL off the back of that. I don't know if you saw it, guys.
Yeah, it didn't look great.
Yeah, they look pretty grim.
Yeah, so off the back of that, he ends up picking up the win with Pro Derek. But I'm surprised that Ciampa was even able to get up for it. In fact, it wasn't Pro Derek, it was RKO, sorry.
Yeah.
And it was essentially a squash. So 1.5 stars, and it was again salty that Ciampa was used to basically be fodder. So after the break, we get the Bianca Belair promo. Starts off stumbling more than me trying to get through an episode of this show. Talking about the kind of mutual history of her and Rhea coming up through NXT, having a lot of respect and treated it as a fair rivalry. But then quickly changes to, but when he joined the New Day, became soulless. And she was kind of looking to the crowd, expecting a reaction to the word soulless, and got none. She repeated it a couple more times. And then all of a sudden on the screen we hear an Oi Bianca. Like almost like it was off the set of EastEnders.
Ricky!
Immediately they start talking about trying to explain the Edge stuff. Basically saying that here was Edge telling us not to listen to people, but expecting us to listen to him and treat him as leader. But Judgment Day have no leader, and they're all equals. And it was at that point I went, "Oh my god, this is going to be Retribution 2.0."
Yep.
And they're still using Edge's theme. It's still Edge's aesthetic,
It's still Edge.
pretty much. See if they'd done the Judgment Day thing, and then Edge changed all his stuff, made more sense. But Edge changed his music and his presentation before starting Judgment Day, so they're all using Edge's stuff. It's not Judgment Day's
Yeah.
entrance aesthetic. It's Edge's.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically saying that Rhea is going to eradicate her and become a 2-time women's champion. Good promo from Rhea. But Bianca was a bit off her game compared to how she usually is. Didn't have that same fire. Don't know what
No.
was going on. Then we cut backstage to Austin Theory, who's prepping for the close down. And he's mad at Bob for being disrespectful to him. Kicking him in the back like a coward on last week's show. I think, right, okay, we're actually getting close to it now. Find out, nope, we're still out comes Chad Gable. So we'll get Chad Gable versus Ali. Some decent offense to start. And there was a huge bump taken by Ali as he gets sent into the middle turnbuckle. It looked a bit grim. If it was anyone other than Ali taking the bump, they'd have probably injured themselves. But because Ali is so good at selling and good at those kind of bumps, he was able to take it safely, but it could have been much rougher. Gable hits a beautiful looking tiger suplex for a close fall. And then sets up and hits the Chaos Theory for the clean win. And all I've got here is Ali loses again, lol.
Yeah, what's he come back for at this point?
2.5 stars. Because the match itself was quite good, if a little short.
I do. It might just be me, but I do feel like this is Ali's sort of road to release.
Yeah.
I
Similar
wouldn't
to
have come
Moxley
back
was.
to work.
Yeah, I don't think I would have done, but I mean, he has fair play, but he's never going to win.
Unless he's hard up for money. If I knew that was in my future for the next 3 months, or however long until my contract's up, I'll back.
Yeah.
But then we have Ray versus Veer. Bearing in mind that the Bob and Theory pose down isn't a match, so this is technically a main event. And can you tell I'm getting really annoyed with the show at this point?
I'm annoyed we're still reviewing it.
Sounds great to me.
At that point, I realised that the post office actually going to close Raw. Basically, a lot of usual Ray against the big guy spots, bouncing off him, trying his best. But Veer goes out and lays out Dominic. Then Ray fires up, and then Jimmy, with his stupid comment of the week, it's rare we see Ray get so emotional. And even Byron corrects him and goes, Ray is all about emotion.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're getting emotional watching the end of this.
And my notes just say, oh my god, he hit my boy. Ray rushes into him but gets taken out with $1 million arm. The cervical clutch. Ray taps out immediately. And that's it. And my notes have got, oh god, Veer versus Omos win.
WrestleMania next year.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
not anytime soon.
Main event material.
Okay.
So finally, we're at our main event segment. Theory comes out wearing a TED Talk mic. One of those kind of headsets similar to what you're wearing, but it's like just the little earpiece ones. But you remember the one that Undertaker wore during his Hall of Fame induction?
Yes.
Basically that same headset. But it wasn't as loud as he normally would be if he'd had a microphone. But you can hear him getting quite annoyed with Bobby taking so long, coming down and wanting to get everything started. But they have to do it on the podium that's been set up in the ring. And Adam Pearce threatens to DQ Theory from a pose down. He doesn't stand on the podium. He can get disqualified in a pose down. And I wrote here he has Theory does have a decent physique for someone his size, even though he's not got a lot of mass on him. And Bobby says he's about to embarrass Siri by doing 3 poses. Which, yeah, he's more muscular than him, but would that embarrass you? Don't know if it would embarrass me. Siri's
Lashley is
upset
free for next
that
year.
Siri's upset that Bobby clearly won the pose off, so blinds him with baby oil, drop kicks him, and that's Raw.
Oh
That is
my
literally
good grief.
nothing else happened. That is the end.
Yep, it was very much a case of nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. Back to black. Roll credits. Everybody looks pissed.
Nothing happened.
Including the fans.
Yeah. What an absolute shocking way to end the show.
I feel like I chose a good week. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't wait for next week to be absolutely poor.
It's gonna be the best
So-
Raw ever.
Do you understand why I was cursing you so much now, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be. If it Raw's great next week, you can curse me definitely. But I can see it getting worse.
So carry on with your Dynamite review then.
He sounds so bitter. But yeah, if we go before that, we'll do our usual quick. I'll do it as a quick fire game this week of the Meltzer ratings. Because we've got some for Hell in a Cell, we got a couple for Dynamite, and we've got one for the Rampage Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros. So we'll do that one first. If you know the actual rating, don't say it.
I don't.
I've not seen it.
Not
Okay.
either.
Excellent, guess it.
4.
Yeah, I just said 4.
4.25.
5 stars.
Wow.
Go away, Dave.
For a Rampage match.
I was just checking, so I was checking what the next event I'm going to watch is, and I just looked at it and said, hold on, 5 stars? Jesus, wept. We'll do Hell in a Cell first, and then we'll end up with Dynamite. So what was Bianca, Oscar and Becky's match?
4.
4.
3.5.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley versus MVP and Omos.
1.
1.5.
Half a star.
1 3/4, which was where I was bored. Owens Ezekiel.
2.
2.
2.5.
2 1/4. You ain't close, Stevie. You ain't close. The Judgment Day versus Styles, Balor, and Morgan.
2.5.
3.
3.5. Madcap Moss versus Corbin.
2.
2.
0.5.
3 1/4.
Wow.
Oh, it's coming right, WWE then.
Yeah, oh Jesus wept. And then Theory versus Ali.
3.
3.
2.5.
3 1/4. And then we know the Rhodes versus Rollins match. I'm sure we all know that one.
Yeah,
5.
this is 5-star match. First one he's given out in God knows how long to WWE.
And then finally, there's 3 matches from last week's Dynamite. So you had Pac versus Buddy Matthews.
4 and a
4
quarter.
I said
3 1/2.
Wow.
So not as high as you thought it was.
That's low for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Page versus Finlay.
3.
3.
Aye, 3.
3 1/2. Now we're back. And then finally, Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly.
I
It's
didn't.
Meltzer, so 4.5.
I'd have said 3 just purely because I didn't enjoy it.
DP.
2.5, sorry.
2 1/2. You ate it, didn't you? 4 1/2. Well done, RGX. Now let's get straight into Dynamite because this has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
So this started off with Jericho versus Ortiz. Started off with jump start from Ortiz because Ortiz is a naffed off. Brawl outside, which went on for a bit forever. Ortiz hit like a mini top rope super bomb. It wasn't a super bomb, but it was like a mini top rope super bomb. Suplex onto the outside. He hit a top rope cutter, which the cutter was the theme of the AEW night. Everyone was hitting a cutter. Code breaker for a near fall. Then he got him in the walls of Jericho, which then led to the entourage brawling everywhere, which I don't know why they weren't down there already, the rest of the people, if they're going to come down to help. Why weren't they down there already? Kingston hit a back fist on Jericho, that got me that near fall. Because I thought, that's the end of the match. That's how Jericho's going to lose, and he's been annoyed by Kingston. But no, that was a near fall. And then Fuego del Sol, which that also got me, because it confused the hell out of me while Fuego del Sol was helping out. So yeah, he helped Jericho, and then Jericho ended up getting the win because of it. He hit him with the bat, didn't it? No, I haven't written the bat, but it was the bat, wasn't it? Floyd, yeah, Floyd the bat. I actually really enjoyed that match. Like, it was actually surprising. Like, I rated it 3 1/4 stars.
I feel like it's the best Jericho's looked for a while. Like, work-wise.
I'd we're going to miss out in both Jericho, though. I would have had so much mileage.
But he's 3-0 in hair versus hair matches now.
Not that it cost us our match or anything.
He's a true luchador. But then, yeah, after that match, we got Fuego del Sol unmasking for the first time ever. But it wasn't Fuego del Sol, it was Sammy Guevara. He's a sports entertainer now. Yeah, who knew? This led to them hinting at Blood and Guts, like who was going to join when Blood and Guts, because we knew Ortiz was in it, but now he's definitely in it. I don't know why. There was no shock of Ortiz not being in Blood and Guts.
As he was shouting it repeatedly as he was shaving his own head.
Yeah, that's why I wrote question mark Blood and Guts, just to confirm, is it Blood and Guts?
What I did find funny though is he obviously has the kind of corpse paint he wears for his matches, and most of it was left in his beard, so as he was shaving his head, he just looked really old really quick because of the grey in his beard from the paint.
He also accidentally bladed himself with the razor.
Yeah. It worked for him, to be fair.
That would have been annoying. Say if that was on a pay-per-view, you had the question of like how many people are going to bleed on the night, and he's accidentally bled himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, this followed by Wardlow versus 20 people. This was stupid.
It was. It was.
It reminded me. Do you remember the old WWE games, the slobber knocker match, where you hit a finisher and then the guy would roll out and another guy would roll in? That was pretty much it. It just didn't. It just wouldn't stop the match. I rated it 1/4 star. Look, it was just pants.
What annoyed me was right off the gate, a couple of them jumped off the apron, and all of a sudden the ring announcer says, "Witness 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been eliminated," but they hadn't been.
Yeah.
Look.
Had multiple of them get pinned at once, where only one would have their shoulders on the mat. The rest of them would be on their bellies or on their sides. Yeah.
It was just trash.
At least if you're going to do the stacked pin, at least have them all on their back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just did nothing for anyone, this. This was followed by Dan Lambert coming out, spewing some more Dan Lambert stuff. More American top team goals. I was happy to see Matt Hughes, but he didn't look well.
No.
Like of what happened with him recently. Like, you heard the story what happened, Matt Hughes, haven't you?
No, I haven't heard, but he did look genuinely unwell.
The man got hit by a train, like a few years back. Yeah. I completely forgot until I saw him. He just looked like I was glad that what ended up wasn't him fighting because I was worried. But you had him and Woodley, who Jake Paul knocked out. So Woodley's got no credibility in my life.
He's gone straight away.
This ended up with a swerve with Matt Hughes and Tyron Woodley helping Wardlow, Sterling, wasn't it? Sterling get the powerbomb on him. Yep, that was a thing. So this went into my match of the night, which was Dakota Ward versus Will Ospreay. This is how his first match should have happened.
Just give me more Will Ospreay on TV.
Yeah, same.
Tony Schiavone was saying some terrible things. Like, he didn't know what he was doing. Like, he first kept saying, he said that Ospreay's now a champion because he won the US title. He was wearing the Rev Pro title on his waist. So what's that around his waist? He also randomly announced at the start of the show that this is the 141st episode. Why?
What a landmark. 141.
We got there, lads.
Yeah, that's it. We can stop now. 141.
I don't understand.
We've made it.
But yeah, so this was the match was really good. Like they had the one-upmanship at the start. There was a apron catcher where Dax accidentally slipped and got his leg caught up in the ropes, which looked pretty grim at the start, and which ended up with drop kick into the stairs. The break came along, and this ended with all of the German suplexes. Just all of them. He just wouldn't stop Germaning Will Ospreay. Yeah. And then he stopped Germaning him to then German him again, but he was like a release one, which he landed on the back of his head, which looked really good. Ospreay at a 450 near fall. There was a top rope cross body reversal where Dax was doing the back body suplex and Ospreay landed on his chest for like a mini cross body. Then Dax hit a deep roll near fall, which I thought he won. I honestly thought that Ospreay was going 0-2. After that, I was like, what's going on? Top rope elbow from Ospreay, so he elbow to the back of Dax's head, got a near fall for that. Slingshot Liger Bomb from Dax. He hit a massive big lariato, is what I've written here, because it's New Japan. You've got to throw the lariato in. Ospreay hit a running Liger Bomb. Then he hit for a near fall. The Oz Cutter hit for a near fall. And then he ended up hitting the Hidden Blade to pick up the win. I rated this 3 3/4. I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was a brilliant match.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
And
fully.
It's like, didn't even go 14 minutes, and it was mint.
Yeah. Ospreay's the man. Like they've got another 6-way next week, haven't they, again?
Mm-hmm.
If Ospreay's team loses this week, they will. So yeah, this followed by a brawl with the Aussie Open guys, and I think it was literally the whole of the United Empire was there, except for TJP and Akira. I can't remember his name. The guy that was in Noah. Yeah. That's the one. So the brawl, and then out of nowhere, the other guys came down, and then the moment we've all been waiting for: Cassidy's alive.
This was the match I did not know I wanted to see until I saw it.
Do you know who doesn't want to see this? Jim Cornette. Oh my grief. Oh god.
It was funny seeing Dax do the thumbs up as well, just sitting there.
But you know what I really enjoyed about it as well? I enjoyed the whole Ospreay was doing the stare down, and then all 4 of them appeared behind him. It was like, oh crap, I better leave it. It was actually a good. Yeah. It was a good visual. So then we had the Mox and Tanahashi stare down, which first, I writ here, Tanahashi has to win this match. Like, Mox is beating everyone, and like, someone's got to beat Mox. Like, I looked at my database, and he's won 75 matches and lost 12 in 3 years, or whatever I've been rating him. That's silly.
Rate, but it's not happening.
It's not, but it's someone's got to beat him.
Is that just in AEW, or is that...
Oh no, that's like GCW and yeah, and there's some ZZW and Evolve and crap like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Tanahashi, and then Mox said he was the best wrestler in the world. He's not the best wrestler in AEW. He's not the best wrestler in the Blackpool Combat Club. That's insane comment.
What was the Shield?
Yeah, but he's not. He's a good entertainer. He's a sports entertainer. Oh, he's never gonna. He's gonna kill me. But yeah, here comes Jericho, and Jericho is a wizard. Ultimately, I love Jericho again. So yeah, there's big talk from Jericho, and then out of nowhere, El Desperado and Lance Archer, which was nice to see. So like Lance Archer, we see a lot, but El Desperado in AEW was fun to see. We're gonna have Suzuki and Jericho in a tag match together. Now that's gonna be fun to see as well. They're on loan supposedly. Oh, and Tony Schiavone called him Suzuki Soon instead of Goon. He said, "Oh, it's Suzuki Soon." Oh God.
Well, it's not wrong. It's next week.
So yeah, Jericho Suzuki. It's going to Jericho Suzuki and Guevara versus Kingston, Umino, and Yuta Wheeler. It's going to be decent. That's going to be a decent matchup.
I love how you're sticking to the gimmick of Yuta Wheeler.
Yeah, Yuta Wheeler, Yuta, Umino Wheeler. It's going to be fine. And it was just a brawl, and yeah, stuff happened. That was the end of that segment. Storm had a good promo backstage. It's probably the best promo she's had in AEW. It actually felt like she actually wanted to be there. Even though she keeps hinting that she fell out of love with WWE and she hated being there. In AEW, she doesn't seem like she's wanted to be there until like the last few weeks.
I think the initial hype of her OnlyFans has died down.
Yep, because they've realised it's all like diva pictures.
Pretty much.
Nothing interesting. Unless you check
talking
places.
from the man who subscribed.
I've never subscribed. I just looked at Twitter. Twitter tells me.
Does it then?
Yes, it does. And the dark web. So yeah, this was led up to Page versus Miro. Ethan Page, to be exact. They were both working on the limbs. Ethan hit a cutter as well to top off the cutter counter because we were missing out on cutters. Miro hit a few suplexes. He punched Lambert. Game over. 2.5 stars. Just an average match. I was expecting a lot more from this matchup.
Oh, was the game over? Pretty much his old accolade. This was more of a rear naked choke as opposed to his camel clutch.
It's because he pulls him so far back now that it ends in the rear naked choke. But it was just an average matchup. I like Ethan Page wrestling wise, so I just expected a bit of better match, but it just didn't get there.
Miro needed to look strong after being out for so long. Miro's winning.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was followed up by Storm versus Britt Baker. There was I didn't write much for this because I was drinking coffee and eating my breakfast, but there was like a really weird Rebby hater Rosa spot where I don't understand what was happening, I'm going to be honest. Like, Rebby was trying to distract her, then Hater grabbed her legs, but then came down, and then Rebby tried to stop Rosa getting to her, and it was a weird segment during the matchup. And then Britt Baker, there was a part where she got the running hip attack on her, and it was clearly a fake injury. Like, because the ref kept looking at her, and he didn't do nothing. The ref was just like, oh yeah, she looks really injured. Didn't throw an X on up or anything like that, just a hint that the injury. It was just like, clearly this is definitely an injury, and obviously it definitely wasn't. She went for the roll-up and got the near fall on there. And then Storm hit the Storm Zero. Alright, at 2.25, which is a bit meh.
Yeah, Glory Storm's a bit clunky, I find, until the fires up the end. Even the Storm Zero looked a bit off.
It's because her and Baker haven't got chemistry at all. We saw it in the last match.
I mainly credit it to just people having time in the Fed.
Yeah.
She was putting on good matches in NXT UK.
Yeah, she was good in NXT UK. She was good in NXT, and then she went to SmackDown, and that's where it all went Pete Tong.
Oh, cake in the face.
Yeah, so this was followed by Jade Cargill having a segment. No, it wasn't. It was Stoney, his manager, Hathaway. Was it Hathaway? Is his surname Hathaway?
Hathaway, yeah.
It is Hathaway, isn't it? Hinting an open challenge. Then Willow Nightingale came across, and there's going to be Willow versus Jade Cargill on Rampage.
Wallow.
Yeah, Wallow Night. I like Willow Night, so I was looking forward to that match, and then it's going to be on Rampage. I'm not watching Rampage. If I'm not going to watch it for the Ospreay match, I'm definitely not going to watch it for this. This was followed by a Page segment, the real Page. Okada's not the champ anymore, so he's challenging White now. Cole came down and went basically, no, that's not happening because Cole has that decision because, Cole's a big man. Cole's going to fight White because he also hinted that Okada's not going to be at. White came back. I don't know if I said. Was it Cole who said that? No, yeah, Cole did say Okada wasn't going to be there, wasn't it? Weren't White?
That's right.
Yeah, which is an absolute bummer if that happens. The biggest star in New Japan is not going to be in this meant.
Is that not what I said last week when we were reviewing Dynamite, saying that if Okada doesn't turn up and isn't booked for it, there'll be a lot of unhappy people.
It's flipping Okada. New Japan, you think of Tanahashi and you think of Okada. It's like not having Naito booked. He isn't booked yet, to be fair. They've got to have a lot of people coming around on Dynamite next week because you haven't got Naito or any of Los Goddard days. So Yano, people like Chaos hasn't been, but there's going to be a lot. There's got to be. Or they're just going to have a battle royale and no one's going to care.
Is the world title for IWGP title, is that confirmed to be defended?
It's on the
What said he's going to
but
defend it. Yeah.
It's on the Wikipedia, but it's not on the AEW site.
Oh,
He
okay.
also, White said he was going to defend it, though, didn't he, in that segment?
He said he'll pick his opponent, and I think it's going to be a returning Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
There's no build-up bringing Kenny Omega back for that, and he's going to lose.
Yeah, but
He's
you
gonna
don't
lose.
have a New Japan crossover show without
I
Omega
can't.
at least appearing at the show.
I can't see it happening.
I
can see him appearing, but there's no build-up, and he's going to lose, bringing Kenny Omega back to lose his first match.
Well, you
Yeah, I was going to say. You seem quite confident with that.
To be fair, from most what he's been saying, he's absolutely battered. Omega. Imagine then he has to go fight in Japan a lot of the time as well. I can't see it. I'm going to go with someone like flipping Bullet Club, like Bryan Danielson or Kyle O'Reilly or Bobby Fish. Someone crap like that. Samoa Joe.
someone crap like Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe's not going to have a good match with Joe. I was just trying to think of people. Like I meant Bobby Fish, as in if we're going down that road. I feel bad for Bobby Fish now. I can't see it being Omega. I have 1 week booking, I can't see it being Omega. If you're going to have such a big matchup.
I agree. I think it'll be, like you said, like someone handled by White, like someone who's like probably on Dark or something for AEW.
It's going to be Joe Janela. He's back, baby.
Yuta Wheeler.
Oh, God.
A big Kanosuke Takeshita.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's AEW rated now, yeah. Oh, that would be a good match as well. And he could go back to Japan with the title. He's not going to win it, but I don't know where I am anymore. Oh yeah, Blade Runner. He hit the Blade Runner because we forgot. We just kept going with White. Yeah, he hit the Blade Runner on him, and then he said he's not fighting Page. And then Cole was like, yeah. And then he was like, I'm not fighting Cole. And that was the end of the segment. So we're going to find out next week. And then this led to the most overrated matchup I've seen in my life. I've just checked on Cage Match, and they're rating it like 9 out of 10. This ladder match, which is like probably a 4.5 star, nearly 5-star match.
The match itself is okay. It's all about the post match.
Yeah, it's just the post match was the part of it, but I writ here instantly. This is going to be a spot fest. Matt Jackson hit like 3 Northern Light suplexes into ladders. I like the Young Bucks, by the way, as you can see from my ratings and stuff like that. But this match and having another ladder match, I just didn't care anymore. There was a rough Hurricane Rana table spot where I think one of them landed, but it was arse first, and it looked painful. Powerbomb through the table. There was a destroyer, then a 450 through a table. Bomb into a ladder. Luchasaurus just kept lying down on tables. He just kept lying down, like he'd get hit and then he'd slowly place himself on a table for a spot. Near falls, then Lucha got put through a table, and then just abruptly the Young Bucks won.
In fairness, Luchasaurus went through 4 tables. It was a good bump.
Yeah, it's just... But it was... I don't care. It was just going to happen. But yeah, it was a abrupt finish. I rated 2 3/4. It didn't reach a 3-star for me. I was just so done with a ladder match / spot ladder matches.
I skipped to the end because I don't like the Young Bucks.
That's what I'm going to do for Raw next week. I don't like Raw.
No, I just do it for Bucks. I can't. Yeah, no, I just can't do it. Once you've seen one Young Bucks match, you've seen them all. No matter what kind of match it is, they're all the same.
Yeah, unless it's FTR, then there's a difference.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that, to be fair.
But yeah, that was the end, and then Christian was consoling Young Jungle, and then he turned on Young Jungle, hit it with the Unprettier, hit a concerto, so Jungle Boy will be back up next week because that's how AEW works. And yeah, it was a really good spot.
Did you continue watching the feed after it cut the back?
Yeah, it came back, didn't they? And they had I didn't watch most of the end, but he came back and Christian was walking back, and then they had Khan come down and looked actually genuinely perplexed.
So I will say what Christian said, because we're at the point now it's not going to pick up any swearing. he walks up to Jungle Boy's mother and sister at ringside and said, because of course it's Jungle Boy's birthday technically today, but it was yesterday at the time. Saying, tomorrow your boy's going to be eating his birthday cake through a straw, and you raised a piece of shit.
I love it, Christian.
Heel Christian is infinitely better than face Christian.
Yeah,
Heel Christian is incredible.
yeah.
So
This is where they need to buy the WWE music back.
Christian.
He lost. He's back on his own.
Yeah, love that theme. That's the best theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. It's been a long time coming. I think everyone's seen this coming for like months.
Yeah.
It just feels like they've just left it so long.
I was just surprised it didn't happen in the actual match. I'm glad it didn't because that end bit was good, but like I was just surprised it didn't happen because you read like we all thought like it was genuinely just going to be a distraction, him turning on him.
Mm-hmm.
But in the actual,
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't duck belts sooner at like the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah, they felt like the afterthought in every feud they've been in since they won the belts. It's sad, really. It's not deserved, but that's how it's come across on TV.
I'm still not
Yeah.
sure they would have won the titles from the Blue Drovers if Faze did get injured.
Yeah.
So, this has been a very long show, folks. If you're still with us, thank you very much for watching. The links to all our socials will be in the Discord below. In the Discord and the description below. The Discord will
that's how long it's been.
the Discord will also be in the description below. And feel free to follow us on Twitter and interact with us there at honor_club. That's honor with a U because we are British. And links to all socials will be in the description. Frozzy and I will see you tomorrow to go over the absolute mental last 24 hours in news. Because I'm sorry, but we can't let that sit till Tuesday.
No, it'll be over.
But yeah, does anyone have any final thoughts?
No, it's just like you said, it's been a long show, so I desperately need food. But a thank you to DP for appearing. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, all three of you.
Anytime, mate, anytime.
You're very welcome, and we will have you back whenever you want. Let us know.
Thank you.
Aww.
And
That was heartwarming, that was.
Yeah.
So,
But there'll be a poll below which will state if we want him back or not. Vote.
No, what we'll do is when we get a few more guests on, we'll have a poll to see who the ultimate guest has been.
or eventually,
And
after a year,
yes.
we'll have the guest host battle royal.
Yeah. Definitely.
Winner gets in.
Yeah.
So, folks, please do the usual: like, comment, subscribe, share this among your friends, etc. Me and Frozzy will see you tomorrow. We'll be back for the main news show on Tuesday as a group, and Rate will see you on Saturday for his Sport Saturdays. So, thank you, everyone. Take care.
See
and
you
we'll
later.
See you next time.
See ya.
See.